This video will review how to build quizzes or exams in Canvas. I'm currently logged into Canvas and I'm in a course that I'm enrolled in as a faculty member, and I have selected quizzes in the left-hand course navigation menu. In my center screen, I will see this quiz builder beginner. I could look at all the quizzes I currently have built. Right now I have none. And I can click on the plus quiz sign to build a new quiz. Also on the far right is an option to manage question banks. We will not be covering that today. In the Add a Quiz option, I will be brought into my quiz builder. Here I can name the quiz. We're going to call this Demo Quiz. And then I can add a series of instructions for the students who will be completing the exam or quiz. I have the same rich content editor that I have used before, so if I wanted to add a file to the course that they would look at before taking the quiz, I could do so here. I can highlight this text I've created, click on the far right on Files, search for a new file within the course. I'm just going to pick an image for simplicity, and upload this, and now this will be a link to that file. Below the instructional section, there are rules and features you can associate with the quiz. There are 4 types of quizzes in Canvas: practice, which won't go to your gradebook; a graded quiz, which would go to your gradebook; a graded survey, which would go to your gradebook; and an ungraded survey, which of course would not touch your gradebook. You can also choose what assignment group this quiz will be listed in. I'm going to choose quizzes because I have 2 assignment groups built: assignments and quizzes. I can shuffle answers for all of the questions I build, keeping in mind that if you build a question that says none of the above or all of the above, those answers could be shuffled and be no longer appropriate. So only use this when multiple choice questions have all of the answers, being able to be in any position in the answer list. You can set a time limit for the quiz. For this quiz, I'll set a time limit of 10 minutes. I can allow multiple attempts. I can decide what score, if I'm allowing multiple attempts, that I'm going to keep, and I can limit the number of attempts allowed. Students can see their quiz responses, but you can set some rules and permissions around this. You can choose to show 1 question at a time, but it will default to show all questions at once. If they're going to be taking the quiz or exam at a testing center, you would require an access code that the students would have to give in order to be able to access the quiz or exam. Filter IP addresses is if they have to go to a specific testing center or specific room, and the IP address of the computer they're using matters. Most often we do not see anyone using this feature. At the bottom, there are the assign cards. So currently this quiz will be assigned to everyone, and I can assign an availability date. So this is going to be available from Monday to Tuesday the 17th. And I can set a due date, which I'm going to make the 17th at 11:59 p.m. If I had a singular student who was unavailable to take the quiz that day and made prior arrangements with me, I could add that second assign card and assign this quiz just to that student who was not able to take the quiz during the given time frame. When I'm happy with my quiz settings, I don't actually save or publish at this time. I instead scroll back up and begin building my quiz questions. A few notes here. Quiz questions can be imported from Colab. So if you already have quizzes or exams built in Colab, we can bring them over from Colab and put them into Canvas. All of the information around those questions that you had provided, as well as the correct answer, will be appropriately marked. However, if you want to bring in questions from a publisher or some other medium, that also can be done, but just will not be covered in this video. Instead, we're going to look at how we could build a new question from scratch. So I'm going to click on plus new question, and here I will get a editor where I can start building questions for my quiz or exam. I can choose a series of different types of questions. They're all listed here. And then once again, I have this really rich editor box where I can provide the text for the question as well as instructions. And if relevant, I can be adding images here, videos, readings, and so forth. At the bottom of the question box is where I will mark my correct answer as well as provide answer text. So if this was choice 1, I can add that here, choice 2, and so on. And then I can mark which answer is correct by simply moving this arrow. Below the answer, green and red boxes will appear. The green box signifies that this is correct answer, and this is feedback that you can pre-program to appear if they enter the correct answer. Similarly, if they've picked the incorrect answer, you can provide feedback on what is correct, or any additional feedback that might be relevant. Notice you have that rich text editor. If you need them to rewatch a video, read a quick reading, or whatnot, you can provide that here right within the feedback. At the very bottom, you'll see that you can add additional answers. So multiple choice will default to 4, but you can add others. And if it's a 3-choice multiple choice offering, you can delete an answer so that there are only 3 possible answers. Also at the bottom, you'll see feedback that's not answer specific, so you can create general comments, additional comments for a wrong answer, and additional comments for a correct answer. When you're happy with how your question's been built, you click Update Question, and now that question's been built. If I had forgotten to set the point value of the quiz question, I can click Edit on the pencil and change the point value. Once again, I'll click Update Question at the bottom, and you'll see that the point value has been updated. You can also create new question groups, and you can give that whole group point values, and you can say how many questions that you want to pick, etc. And you can link a question group to a question bank. When you're all done building your quiz questions, you can go ahead and save and or publish the quiz. One last thing about quizzes, you can moderate the quiz as a faculty member. When you moderate a quiz, you can choose to give a single student an extra attempt or bonus time. So this is how you can offer additional supports if the student has some kind of documented accessibility need that requires accommodation. To add an extra attempt or extra time, you simply click on the pencil and you can add in additional minutes or attempts. If I go back and click on quizzes, we'll now see that this quiz is built and available. It has its due date and availability, its total number of points, and how many questions are currently built within it. That is the quizzing feature in Canvas.